I wanted to start off with probably the most important thing. Let's deal with the injury talk.
Yeah.
Let's go through those and what the ramifications are. Because look, as
Whew.
bad as this game was, and it was bad, this isn't going to determine the path of the 49ers. They are still the one seed. We'll talk more about that. I care more about the long term lasting effects of these injuries. So here's Kyle breaking them down. And then, Wayne, I want to hear from you which one you think is the most important.
Injuries from the game. Trent Williams had a groin, didn't return. Jalen Moore had a concussion, didn't return. Brock Purdy, stinger, didn't return. Aaron Banks, toe, didn't return. And Ambry Thomas, the hamstring.
All right. So which one of those kind of stood out? Let's break them down. There's 5 that we got to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Trent Williams groin injury, and it's because it's a groin injury, and it's because it's Trent Williams, and it's because it's Trent Williams at this time of the season, which is something we normally see. This is a groin injury, something he hasn't really dealt with all season. The question is, how is that MRI going to come back? Did he tear something in the groin? We're all praying that he didn't. I don't believe that he did, because he literally wanted to come back. You could tell like he was trying to come back. He probably could have played in this game if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I think the San Francisco 49ers felt like they had a great option with Jalen Moore being that left tackle, but then he goes out and gets a concussion. So, like, it was just like, I don't know, the never injury story for the San Francisco 49ers in this game. And when do the 49ers play their worst football? How about when their players get injured? I mean, you can say that about any team, but man, like, you lose your left tackle, which is the best player for the 49ers offensively on that line, and maybe even on the team. It just changes the whole dynamic of the football game.
And when you stack injuries, I mean, this is like, if I had a pull string doll, John Chapman's like, don't stack injuries in the same position. And it's like you lose your left tackle. The very next drive, you lose your backup left tackle. Then you lose your left guard. And it's like, good Lord, you only have 8 offensive linemen called up on a given game. And now you're down to your final 5. We're shuffling chairs. I mean,
John, we saw Ben Arch get snaps.
And on top of that, they waived Matt Pryor right before kickoff to make room for Jason Verrett. And
you can't make this up, right? Like you can't you can't make it up. Not to say that Matt Pryor would have been a huge difference, but at least he was with this team this whole time, and he would have had some type of continuity inside that offensive line, on that offensive line, some type of continuity, right? But unfortunately, he was waived right before the game started.
It got bad. What's up, Devi? Appreciate everybody in the chat. Really do appreciate you guys. And yeah, right here. Good day, Wade. Happy first day of Kwanzaa. Love it, man. Blessings to everybody joining. Love the positivity. And, I'll say this. The Brock injury doesn't really worry me. Didn't seem like it worried Shanahan. I know some people are going to try to run with the Sam Darnold narrative. I don't think that has any weight whatsoever. Do you agree, Wayne? Like this, Brock going to be playing. He seemed fine out there.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brock could have came back in the game as well. He seemed fine health wise. I don't care what you say to me. Mentally, he didn't look good. And
no.
Like, and so I'm all for letting a player kind of like go through the growing pains and get through the motions. But it's okay to take a play off or a series off to get your head right. It wouldn't have changed the game. There's a possibility we could have got a spark from Sam Darnold. And sometimes you just need a spark. So, look, I'm okay that Kyle didn't bench him, but I would have been okay if Kyle did kind of pull him off to the side. And that injury, I mean, come on, he didn't get no damn stinger. That was benching him, and that was the best way you could do it, by blaming it on an injury. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. And like, I don't even care. My thing is, I think the most lasting injury that's the most concerning is Aaron Banks' toe. I think that's the one.
Is it turf toe?
He had turf toe before, and that's what caused him to miss the 3 games or whatever. That's the one. Now, having said that, he has not been good since he's come back from his turf toe.
Good point. That's a great point.
Not that makes the injury less whatever, but I think as far as long-term issues, this is the one that concerns me the most. Ambry is hamstring. I don't think that's too concerning, and you do have depth behind him, even though Ambry's been a good surprise this year. But I think the long-term injury, Aaron Banks, I fully expect Trent to play this week. I expect Brock to play this week. Jalen Moore concussion. That's worrisome because it's a short week and you got to fly cross country. So that's
Well, I wouldn't be
That one's
surprised
scary.
now, John, if somehow there's a player released and Matt Pryor is brought back, and at least they both voiced up that I wouldn't rush Jalen Moore back from the concussion. But let's just hope going into DC, the 49ers get back some of those pieces. Like, I don't know what the status of Eric Armstead is going to be, but let's hope they get him back, right? Not to say that he needed to be out there on the football field, but with that body type and those long arms, possibly he could have helped get Lamar Jackson on the ground a couple more times than what they did. And so, look, if you can get Eric Armstead back, cool. If not, cool. I thought the 49ers were pretty damn decent against the run. They only gave up 102 rushing yards
And
total.
45 came on one play at the end of the game.
Yeah. So, look, all I'm saying is like these injuries are going to pile on. Let's hope we get Oren Burks. I mean, I know people don't care about Elijah Mitchell, but just getting healthy bodies back there helps. It just helps.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.